Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to today's class. In our last class, we promised that we are going to be bringing more examples on the principle of on the double entry principle of bookkeeping. So today we have another practical example. So let's try to look at it. The question says that goods worth the sum of 5 million were returned to supplier A by customer A on the account of spoilage. We are required to make necessary accounting entries in the books of 1. The customer, and 2. The supplier. Now, this kind of question are very regular questions or common questions that we see almost on a daily basis at workplace and even for those who are writing exams. But some of these questions we are taking them from past exam questions. So it's a common question, and as simple as it looks, majority of us still find it difficult to really understand this, even though it's our field or discipline. We still find it difficult. So that's one of the reasons why we are bringing this, to make it easy for us, to make us understand this basic principle that will enable us handle any accounting transaction, whether at work or for at the school level or for exam purposes. So let's see the solution. First, we recall that in every accounting transaction there are two folds of accounts, and any debit entry must have a corresponding credit entry. So once we have identified this and have this at the back of our mind, the next step is to identify the two folds of accounts that are involved, or that are in that particular transaction. The two folds of accounts here are supplier's account and the purchase return account. That is in the case of 1. That's the question 1, which is in the book of the customer, the supplier account and purchase return account. In the second question, which is the book of the supplier, the accounts involved are customer account and sales return account. So having done this, the step 2 will be to identify which of this account is the giver and which is the receiver. This will enable us to know which to debit and which to credit, because we say debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now, let's answer the question. The two accounts here, like as we have identified, for the first one in the book of the customer, supplier account and purchase return account. The supplier is receiving because goods were returned to him, so he's the one receiving, and that is why he is to be debited. So that's why we say debit supplier A account and credit purchase return account. Purchase return or purchase account is the account that is responsible for that particular return. You understand? Because ab initio, that purchase account had been debited when the transaction was initiated and the supplier's account credited. So now that the return have been made, the reverse will be the case, and the reverse is to debit the supplier and credit purchase return account. The second one, which is in the book of the supplier, it is the two folds of account is sales return account and customer account, and sales return is the one that is receiving and then is getting the debit, while the customer is the one that is giving and so is being credited. The customer gave out, and then the return, the sales return, which is in the book of the supplier, is receiving back what it has given out ab initio. So you see that the reverse is also the case, just like in case 1 above. So debit sales return account and credit the customer's account. These are the necessary entries that has to be made. As simple as this may look, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. We speak from experience. It's a challenge for many of us, even those in working in many business organizations. It's a challenge. And also for students who are at the early stage of their professional career, like those who are writing or preparing for 80 years of foundation of ICANN exam, or even those who are still at the secondary school level, studying, trying to study accounting in the university. So this platform is for you people, so as to prepare you to make you understand some of these basic things, so that it will be easier for you whether you are writing exam or you are in workplace. This question now is a very common question, one of those transactions we see on a regular basis, both in workplace and even in exam situation. So understanding the basic, how to tackle these questions, is very, very key. It's very key. So um for those of us who are yet to subscribe, we encourage you to do so, so as to be getting more updates. On our next video, we are going to pick another very popular question. This time we are going to pick from ICANN question, past ICANN questions, so that those of us that are preparing for 80 years to be precise, will be able to have idea of what the questions are like and how to tackle them. And for those of us working, this is very big opportunity for us to understand those regular transactions that we encounter on a daily basis, and seem to get confused on how to go about them. This is where we can get solution to some of these challenges. So subscribe, share, and comment. Like we have said before, in the comment section you can suggest topic that is of interest to you, and also ask questions, so that when we are preparing our next video, we'll be able to deal with those questions. So we'll see you in the next class.